Well, thank you very much, everybody. It's an honor to be with a very strong leader, a man who has been through a lot, and a man who I've gotten to know very well, and we've gotten along really very well. And we had a big call yesterday, as you know, with President Putin, and we'll be talking about it.
Can you talk about the admiral that stepped down early after the cartel boat strikes? Yeah, I mentioned it briefly, but right now there's just not that much information to work off of course. Somebody who, Southern Command, right? Somebody who operates Southern Command isn't going to, like, you know, do a tell-all with the media as soon as he steps down. Right, look, we know they're just striking whatever boats they can from international waters. What I'm interested in is seeing, like, how do we advance this aggression against Venezuela? What CIA operations, what land strikes, what are we doing, you know? What's happening next?
Zelensky of Ukraine has endured a lot. I mean, he really has. He's endured a lot, and we've endured it with him.
I want an article on that.
It's been a long time, and I think we're making great progress. So we're going to be talking about that today. We'll be talking about what took place yesterday with my phone call with President Putin. And I think that things are coming along pretty well. It began with Alaska, where I think certain guidelines were discussed, and we want to see if we can get this done. This was long ago into the Biden administration. I came here and we inherited this, and we'd like to see if we could...
Genuine question. Do we have any idea what they even want to do with Venezuela, or is it just 8-ball shit? I think it's 8-ball shit. I think that, like, Trump just wants a foreign enemy. He wants something that he can project military strength with, but he also wants to be the isolationist president who instantly fixes all problem and ends all wars. So he keeps, we keep getting these, like, weird back and forths where he's really, really, really aggressive, but then pulls back and declares victory immediately. He just wants a bunch of easy wins. But I don't know what easy win he's looking for with Venezuela. What would the, like, outside of the detainment, the detention or murder of Maduro, which he would definitely, you know, which Trump would definitely celebrate and use politically. I have no idea what outcome he could be looking for in Venezuela that he could celebrate as an easy win.
Finish it, end it. We want it ended. So many people have died in this war, and we're gonna get it ended. So I just want to thank you all very much. If you have a couple of questions, go ahead, please. In fact, before I do that, let me just ask the President to say a few words. Thank you, President.
Pleasure. Glad to meet you again, Mr. President. Thank you very much for the invitation. Again, my congratulations with your successful ceasefire in the Middle East.
Thank you.
Yeah, and you did it, and I think this is the momentum to finish Russia's war against Ukraine. I think that, yes, we understand that Putin is not ready. I think not ready, but I think that I'm confident that with your help, we can stop this war. And we really need it. We see that they don't have successful steps on the battlefield, and it's good. I think that their army is weak now, but a lot of losses. They have a lot of losses and in economy and people, and I think this is a very important moment. And I wanted to thank you, Mr. President, after our phone calls. Yesterday I had a good opportunity to meet with the big American energy companies, and they're ready to help us. Yes, after all these attacks on our infrastructure, Russian attacks, and etc. And I had also meetings. Thanks to your team, we had meetings with a good military companies. We spoke about air defense, and I want to share it after with details where we are. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Mr.
Very good. And I think it looks beautiful in his jacket.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. I hope people notice. It's a good, it's actually very stylish. I like it.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Under the Biden administration, the White House was fearing of a possible escalation. They were not allowing the Ukrainians to strike into Russia, fearing of this escalation.
Yeah.
Would your administration allow Ukrainians to strike deep into Russia?
We're going to be talking about that. That's something we'll be talking about. You're right.
Another example of the Biden administration teeing things up for Trump to be better. Biden's refusal to allow Zelensky to strike depots, storage, and refinement facilities in Russia really hamstrung Ukraine early in the war. If they could have fired inland earlier, it probably would have saved a lot of lives.
It's an escalation, but we'll be talking about that.
Mr. President, will President Zelensky join you in Hungary to meet President Putin?
Because it's a leader that we like. We like Viktor Orban. He likes him, I like him. It's a country that's a safe country. Done a very good job. He's been a very good leader in the sense of running his country. He doesn't have a lot of the problems that other countries have. And so we've decided that we'll be going to be with Viktor Orban, and he will, I think he'll be a very good host.
President Trump, President Trump, right here.
It's in
President Trump.
Hungary, yeah. We're doing Hungary, yeah.
With Putin, is it a trilateral meeting, or is it just you and Putin?
To be determined, but I would say most likely it's going to be a double meeting. It'll be a double meeting, but we will have the president, Zelensky, in touch. There's a lot of bad blood with the two presidents, and I'm not speaking out of turn when I say it. It's a very difficult situation. You know, we just settled the war, and after thousands of years, I guess. People say anywhere from 500 to 3,000 years, and I was in rooms, as you saw, because you were with me, a lot of you were with me last week, with leaders that didn't like each other, but they were able to get along. These two leaders do not like each other, and we want to make it comfortable for everybody. So one way or the other, we'll be involved in threes, but it may be separated.
President Trump, Mr. President, President Trump.
Was he what? Where are you from?
From Ukraine. You actually had a
Okay,
conversation
good.
with me.
Good,
in
yeah.
Munich. What if President Putin doesn't agree to peace in Hungary? What do you do then? Do you have?
Well, let's see what
steps for
happens.
that?
I mean, you know, what if? I think he will. I think that President Putin wants to end the war, or I wouldn't be talking this way. I think he wants to end the war. I spoke to him yesterday for 2.5 hours. We went through a lot of
Back and forth, man. As he talks to Putin, any day now the war's gonna end. He talks to Zelensky, $20 billion more to Ukraine's weapons. He talks to Putin again. Yeah, I think the war's gonna end any day now.
details. He wants to get it ended. I think that President Zelensky wants to get it ended. Now we have to get it done.
President Trump, Kara Castro-Noble from Lindell TV. And although I love asking you questions, today my question is for President Zelensky of Ukraine.
Go ahead, please.
Thank you.
Love my White House.
Our president, President Zelensky, President Trump, just brokered a peace deal in the Middle East that all Americans, both sides of the aisle, are very proud of. But to meet that deal, both sides had to make concessions. Our president has stuck out his neck in many ways to make a peace deal for your war as well.
Oh my God.
What specific concessions are you willing to make to end this war with Russia? Will you give up joining NATO? Americans have foreign war fatigue, and our president, as he said, we need our tomahawks too.
To me.
Yes, you, President Zelensky.
Thank you very much.
Concessions will you
That's some question.
Thank you very much.
So many questions in one. Thank you very
Pretty
much.
lady.
First
Very
of all,
good.
I think
Next.
we need to sit and speak. The second point, we need ceasefire. Even now, you see in the Middle East, it's very difficult to hold ceasefire. Everywhere, in every war, it's very difficult. We want peace. Putin doesn't want. That's why we need pressure on him.
He's wearing a suit. He's wearing a suit. It's more like a field jacket than a proper what we would call a suit.
We will speak with President today what we need. We understand what we need to push Putin to negotiation table. And as I said previously, so we are ready to speak in any kind of format, bilateral, trilateral, doesn't matter. Matter just peace. This is important. And we don't speak about NATO or NATO. For Ukrainians, it's very important. Of course, it's our decision, decisions of allies to decide where we are.
But are you willing to give up
Yes, but
joining
the
NATO?
most important thing for people in Ukraine, which are under each day's attacks, to have really strong security guarantees. NATO is the best, but weapon is very important. Allies on our side is very important. And between us, for us, bilateral security guarantees between me and President Trump is very important. I don't know, we didn't speak with details about it, but this is the most important document because the United States is very strong.
Sir, President Trump, you are the middleman right now, hoping to end this conflict. Who is doing a better job negotiating, President Zelensky or President Putin?
All of the like insane MAGA journalists here are so obviously pro-Putin. It's so fucking disgusting, man.
I think they're both doing a great
Yeah, of
job
course
in
he's
that
going to say
sense.
that.
We have to get it done. We've got to take some of the hatred of each other. You know, they don't like each other. I say that in front of President Zelensky, but I say it in front of President Putin too. They have
God, he sounds old.
tremendous bad blood. It's really is what is holding up, I think, a settlement. I think we're going to get it done, and we have to make it long-lasting. As I said in the Middle East, everlasting, right? Everlasting. And the Middle East is a much more complicated situation. You know, we had 59 countries involved, and every one of them agreed. And it's, you know, it's sort of amazing. Most people didn't think that was doable. This is going to be something I really believe that's going to get done. I had a very good talk yesterday with President Putin. I think he wants to get it done.
And President
Peter?
Zelensky, right behind you. When we were in Israel with President Trump earlier in the week, we heard a lot about the difference in diplomacy between President Trump and President Joe Biden before him. What do you see as the biggest difference in diplomacy between President Trump and President Biden?
Is this really all that we're getting? Are there any people remaining in the White House press pool who are not insanely partisan? Anyone here? Do we have NYT? Do we have CNN? Do we have NBC, ABC? Anyone?
President Trump has a big chance
Reuters?
now to finish this war.
Associated
President
Press?
Biden now is not the president, so he doesn't have a chance to finish this war. And President Trump is really showed for the world that he can manage ceasefire in Middle East, and that's why I hope that he will do this, and we will also have such big success. For Ukraine, it's a big chance, and I hope that President Trump can manage it.
Are you ready to
I would say the biggest difference is one is extremely competent, and the other one is grossly incompetent.
Oh. Gotcha. Thank you for pitching in, Mr. President.
Mr. President.
Sir, a few weeks ago in New York, when you two met, you said that you think Ukraine could ultimately take back all the territory that it's lost so far. Do you still think that's the case, or do you think there'll have to be some sort of
You
swap
never
of
know. Look,
territories?
you know, war is very interesting. You never know, do you? You just never know. With war and peace, but you never know.
Are you ready to Tomahawk missile?
Please.
Russia calls Tomahawk supply to Ukraine as an escalation, yet it continues using similar cruise missiles like Caliber and
Yeah.
even...
Who are you with? Who are you with? You Ukraine?
Yeah. But Russia continue even using the cruise missiles and also nuclear-capable ballistic missiles in Ukraine since 2022. So do you consider providing Ukraine with the Tomahawk or similar missiles as an opportunity to equalize the possibilities of Ukraine and Russia and push Moscow to the negotiation
Yeah.
table?
Sure. We're going to be talking about that. That's why we're here. Okay? Fair question. Exactly as he
These
told
questions
you to say
fucking
it.
suck, man.
But they don't have.
First Lady Melania Trump
Yeah.
has been helping in returning abducted Ukrainian children from Russian captivity. President Zelensky, do you appreciate those efforts? How do you assess them? And did you ask her to step in and to help you?
Oh my God.
Well, that's the things we'll be talking.
Of our production drones, but we don't have Tomahawks. That's why we need Tomahawks. But United States is a very strong production, and the United States has Tomahawks and other missiles, very strong missiles. But they can have our thousands of drones. That's why where we can work together, where we can strengthen American production.
And so just so that I understand, so you're suggesting kind of a trade. If President Trump okays Tomahawk missiles to help you, launch.
Yes, it's
into
about
Russia,
military goals. It's
you
only
would
about
let-
military goals.
Right, but then you would authorize some kind of an exchange where
Yes, of course.
the U.S. gets
Yes, we have
Ukrainian-
proposition. Yeah,
And-
we have big
He doesn't
proposition
like this
with
guy at
our
all.
Drones.
President Trump, I don't mean to be brokering an arms deal here, but is that something that you would be interested in, Ukrainian drones?
We are, yeah, we would. We have a lot of drones right now. We build our own drones, but we also buy drones from others, and they make a very good drone. I mean, drone warfare has really come to the fore over the last couple of years because of this war.
Fucking chat GPT essay on the subject opening. I have no idea what we're talking about. Hey, in slightly more interesting news, because all of these questions are just partisan hack bullshit and nothing here said was interesting. Check out what I saw. On the subject of every country having a small contingent of young men who are in a moral and social black hole. Look at this Reform Party advocate. That's picture perfect right there, huh? Oh, this guy? You knew who I was going to show before I even showed him? Probably not the best hoodie to wear if you representing the nationalist case and want to win over normies. It was the only clean one, plus wouldn't they prefer someone being authentic rather than a slimy politician? Hell yeah, brother.